So that was the first thing in which they did. You know, they basically just had a meeting to review, you know, the master scenario, basically, you know, the master plan, you know, and how they were going to set everything up. Okay, September 23rd, 2014, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Pandemic Webinar 1, Federal and Local Government Pandemic Planning. So they're just doing it on the federal and the local level to see, you know, how it would be a trickle down effect of how they would have their orders synchronized, okay, so that everybody can be on one accord within the government. All right. The PowerPoint presentation for the speakers can be downloaded. That's whatever. Speakers and topics, so on and so forth. All right. The next one, October 9th, 2014, which just happened. All right. 10 o'clock to 11:30 a.m. Pandemic Training Webinar 2, Power Communications and Internet Connectivity in a Pandemic Event. Okay, and I just it's information out there on this already, and I just threw a lesson up, you know, pertaining to this, you know, a few days ago or something to that nature. All right, and various other news sources got into this as well. You know how they were preparing, you know, for communications to fail and internet connectivity and all that to fail already. All right, so that exercise already happened. Okay, the next one, October 22nd, 2014. Okay, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Description: Master Scenario Events List webinar for agency and firm lead controllers and evaluators to review, you know, the list basically. Okay, following the MSEL webinar, the participants will be able to draft key events and the time of their delivery within the scope of their exercise participation. Participants will also be responsible for constructing the remaining events as appropriate to their organization or agency. The final MSEL will be completed prior to and reviewed at the final planning meeting to be held on November 6th through 7th, 2014. So this is all this exercise here, or this meeting here, was basically to let them know the scope of delivery as far as time framing. Like, okay, when the pandemic actually hits, okay, and how in a timely fashion can we get all things set in a proper order, you know? Like, say for instance, you know, something kicked off heavy in here, and you know, matter of fact, just take New York for instance. That's how I say, like, you know, with a $100 bill, the water rushing through. How long would it take for them to react to the situation, to respond to the situation, get people in an order, so on and so forth? They want to do things in a timely fashion before people have a chance to really think of what to do. Okay, they want to have everything planned and coordinated down to a T, man. You know, they have that slogan, problem, reaction, solution. You know what I'm saying? That's what they go by. They set up the problem, so on and so forth. People react to it, and they, resolve the issue. But they created the damn issue. So this is all what's taking place here. All right. November 6th through 7th, 2014. Okay, updated event. Final planning meeting for agency and firm lead controllers and evaluators to review master scenarios for exercises and receive controller evaluators training. The final planning meeting is an SHEEP requirement when conducting full-scale exercises. Controller evaluator training. Training will be provided to exercise controllers and evaluators to help manage full-scale exercise play. Why would they be saying it like that? You know what I mean? Training provided for the controllers, the exercise controllers and evaluators. I mean, what, controllers? Because they controlling the damn event, man. You know? What, full-scale exercise play, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they mean it in different terms, but this is basically child's play to Esau. This is fun. This is a game for them, man. You know? That's why they really titling it like this, man. This is a full-scale exercise play. This is them basically sitting in front of a damn TV playing the Xbox. You know what I'm saying? This is a game to them, man. You know. All right, and it's taking place here, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Okay, 26 Federal Plaza, New York, NY Conference Room. All right, 2013. November 13th, 2014. Pandemic influenza wave 1 full-scale exercise. Okay, so they're going to be doing some big exercise on November 13th. Okay, November 20th, 2014, pandemic influenza wave 2 full scale exercise. So these are going to be some big drills in which they're going to be doing within our region, you know. All right, December 1st through 3rd, 2014, pandemic influenza recovery. Reconstitution tabletop exercise and pandemic accord hot wash to also include feedback on wave 1 and wave 2. So basically, what this is getting into is the recovery of how they're going to try to put things back into order. After they review exercise wave 1 and exercise wave 2. After they review both of these exercises, they're going to see how they're going to put everything into recovery mode and restore things back to so-called normal. But things are not going to go back to so-called normal. Things are going to go to where FEMA is going to completely take everything over, man. That's what this is all about. And they're going to wind up setting people what in these damn concentration camps. You know what I'm saying? Taking you away from your homes, or if you have homes that's left that you can possibly go to, all right, and doing according to their own will, man. They're going to be giving you further instructions on what to do on a day in and day out basis, man. That's what this is all about, to completely control your lives, you know what I'm saying, and to take over for that new world order, man, all right? This same session will be repeated over 3 consecutive days to accommodate the number of participants. So this is going to be repeated 3 days over. So they want to make sure that they're going to perfect this, man. You know, the event layout is similar to the 2013 Pandemic Accord exercise dial-in. WebEx capabilities will be made available to those that are unable to attend live. Okay, so I'm just go down a little bit further. You know, so those are pretty much all of the drills. You know what I'm saying? Of which I just went through. But here is their goals and objectives. All right, goals and objectives. Foster partnerships between public and private sector. As I said in the beginning, the plan, the personal localized alert network system, linking up the federal and the local governments, I'm saying, on one accord to issue out messages unto the public, so that they can have more order with things, all right? B, test an organization's ability to plan for and react to a pandemic influenza outbreak, all right? So, the ability to plan, basically. Evaluate and validate continuity of operations planning and processes for a pandemic. Once again, like activation of telework policy, succession plan, pandemic influenza plan review, HR policies regarding absenteeism, because you're going to have a lot of people out of work. I'm saying, not want to come to work. A lot of fear in the masses of the people not wanting to come to work. Some people hiding out. A lot of the people in the top government agencies, they're not going to come to work because they're in on the shit together. So D, explore the effects of randomized absenteeism in the workplace. All right. Explore the psychological aspects and business reconstitution of post-wave recovery. Okay, because all businesses are going to basically be cast down to a green, and America is going to come to an even greater financial collapse. All right. Yeah. E. Explore the psychological aspects and business reconstitution of post-recovery wave. What says coping with the deaths of multiple co-workers / loved ones, replacing staff, replacing personnel, protective equipment in preparation for a potential next wave, create a sense of community with the use of employee assistance programs. So, basically trying to get everybody to recover, what I'm saying, and deal with, the tragedies that's happening, so on and so forth, all right? F, identify special considerations and materials for protecting the health and safety of employees during pandemic outbreak. Like, they really concerned with that, So, that's pretty much it, man. I'll read a little more assumptions. Up to 40 to 50% of government and private sector staff may be absent for periods of about 2 weeks. So on and so forth. The key players, you see all government agencies, you know what I'm saying? Northern New Jersey, New York, and like I said, FEMA region 2, you know what I'm saying? So, for, brothers that's within this region, FEMA region 2, New York, New Jersey, I'm sure it's probably, brothers out there in Israel, waking up over there in Puerto Rico, brothers out there in, the Virgin Islands, Jamaica, so on and so forth, you know what I'm saying? The way it's looking like, that it's going to hit our region first. You know what I'm saying? So you got to constantly keep our eyes peeled for things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get into a few scriptures, real quick before I close this out. All right. This is Jeremiah 15 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. Because with the Ebola and with all of these drills and things they're doing, it's going to bring upon nothing but mass death, man. You know, and ultimately those that are going to be numbered to death are 2/3 of the nation of Israel, okay, and the masses of the other nations, the heathens, man. Some people are going to get killed by the sword, through them bringing in martial law automatically. Some are going to starve from the famine, and a lot of people are going to be thrown into them concentration camps, man. Okay, it's all inevitable, and it's all written within the scriptures. So these are the things that are coming to pass, man. All right. This is 2nd Ezra 14 and 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So this is a time in which we're about to go through the time of Jacob's trouble, man. We're in the midst of it now, but it just hasn't hit the full escalation point. But we're going to hit that point very soon, Lord willing, man. So we got to keep up the faith, man, and keep enduring. Okay. Next scripture I got here is Jeremiah. Okay, I started. It's Jeremiah 18 and 19. Give heed to me, O Lord. This is Jeremiah, crying unto the Lord, praying unto him basically. And hearken to the voice of them that contend with me. Shall evil be recompensed for good? And it is. The Lord is going to recompense trouble unto these devils, man. For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them and to turn away thy wrath from them. So Jeremiah was telling the Lord, like, remember that I spoke good for the people, to get them to turn back unto you, Lord, but they're contending with me. So Jeremiah is basically cursing these guys, man. That's why we don't care about the 2/3, man. They're damned to death, man. They brought it upon themselves. So the same curse that Jeremiah put upon them, back in those times, applied to those times, and they apply to now still. Because the Lord is remembering this curse, because Jeremiah, he's brought back in the reincarnation here today, whether he's here today now or whether he's out in the spiritual world, all men of the Lord, are brought back again within the last days. So this curse that Jeremiah put up, back then still applies till now, man. And the Lord is going to remember it because he was a righteous man of the Lord, man. Because the Most High doesn't forget our works, man. So verse 21, therefore deliver up their children to the famine, okay, and pour out their blood by the force of the sword. We're going to see all this, with the martial law, man. And people not wanting to submit to these devils and not wanting to give in. People are utterly going to be put to death right on the front stoops of their porch, man. Right in front of their kids, right in front of their wives, man, and let their wives be bereaved of their children, kids getting taken off, and be widows, and let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. A lot of them going to get slain in them race riots, man. That's here to come, Let a cry be heard from their houses when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. Okay, them various army troops, them different troops like of them other nations that America has over here. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be putting dudes to death, man. The cry is gonna be heard from mass house. All you're gonna hear is nothing but utter death and destruction being poured upon the streets of America, man. And total and utter chaos, man. This is the times that we're upon, man. We have to know that these times are very, very serious. So we have to be more diligent in His word day in and day out, and giving all diligence unto the Lord, man. Doing everything we can for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, and to continue to build up ourselves, through the Spirit, and getting into these studies, and continue, to help seal up the elect, man. Because the Lord is using us to do this work, So we have a big responsibility on our hands, which we must take very seriously, man. All right. For they have digged a pit to take me and hid snares for my feet. That's what these devils have set up, man. They hid snares for our feet, you know. But the elect is woken up to this garbage, man. And we're gonna hide ourselves in these scriptures. We're gonna hide ourselves under the shadow of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man.